My phone's media speaker doesn't work, so I convinced Brian to play the first bit of the song. Cocaine decisions. You are a person with a snow job. You got a fancy gotta go job. Brian taps his foot. These guys' rhythm section's tight. The tune is modal, but I don't really know what that entails. This song was so right for its time, dude. Of course, it wasn't on the radio. Certain people were questioning the materialism and debt, but it wasn't getting to people like my dad and his guys his age leave us with the pollution and the inflation when the party's over. All these dumbass talking heads on TV talking about markets and crap. Go to the Carmel Valley wedding venues. There's your market research. I got no time just after surviving, to even decide what part of the world to try to fix. What does that make my song? Despair priorities? Like a city bus can sneak up on you when you've already looked both ways. Before I know it, Dave's mask multiplied chins tower above us. You know what your problem is, Gil? You spend all your time trying to make stuff better that's just going to get messed up again, and you don't got no enjoyment. I almost crack up when I see that Brian's giving him the same oteada that I am. Dave must take it like we're demanding evidence. He doesn't get that we don't care. You gotta have some kind of lifestyle. I whisper to Brian. I rest my case. Dave accepts the fresh blunt from one of Brian's depot of small zip-up containers, lights up, again exposing his pitcher lips, bite marks of the holy host. Like, what would you really like to do that brings you joy? His customers must quote Tony Robbins to him all day. I scratch my ear. I don't list after lust. What would bring me joy is not to have so many catastrophes to deal with, like seeing a new problem everywhere I go, like all these stray cats, mumbles Brian, kicking at a shit cat that just excreted a dribble on the pavement, as devoid of nutrition as it went in. Yeah, I concur. Like these stray cats. Where's the one who got the shit beat out of it? Did it multiply already? It's expensive to control, Dave gulps and exhausts when it gets to this point. And the cocaine decisions that you make today will mean that millions somewhere else will do it your way. I flatten my beard and have a bite of Brian's gift. They say windmills kill like 500,000 birds a year, right? Trying to put whistles on them and shape their fins a certain way, that's just an excuse to burn coal and gas. But these little feral bastards kill, I guess, like 4 billion birds a year, and we're hesitating over some windmills. Brian's whole visible face grins naturally. Windmills? For power! Lifestyle, Dave? Where's yours at? What do you mean? What lifestyle? That you say I need. Where's yours? I guess I need an example. Is it the cats? He shakes confusion from his ears. More'n you got, wild Gil Dickcock. I got a house. Yeah, it needs a science march sign, or else your lifestyle is a court low, your joy. You need a sign to attract an educated white mate. Someone's making money off those signs, man, Brian tries to redirect. I don't like how he doesn't just let me get myself in trouble, but I follow for him. Yeah, the next Trump's gonna either be the owner of a chain of gyms or the person made that sign. Hold on, I'll look. Out comes Dave's phone and thumbs. Hard lemonade can must be hovering midair somewhere out of sight. It don't matter, Dave. No. Better let him be right. Here it is. Jennifer Rosen Heinz in Wisconsin. Fascinating. And the money's getting donated to Trump's fucking re-election pack. You need to know how money works before you get a lifestyle, Dave. So what do you do to make the world a better place, Gil? I work at Facebook, fool. No, I'm messing around. Look, I'm busy with trash cleanups, planting native bushes. I can't be in every movement when I'm failing all day to house myself even. See, Fryan? Dave smirks, the can safe again from gravity in his fat fingers. He's mad at the cats because they're not virgin forest like mountain lions. That beer was made by humans, Gil, not by Mother Nature. What's good for people wins. I squat down against the fence and find a toothy green stand of cleaver that must have just popped up after that sprinkle. See this? I never remember cleaver growing here even 5 years ago. Last year, no one but me took it seriously, so now it's fucking everywhere. Each plant climbs over everything on its little razor claws, makes 1,000 viable seeds that'll sprout in piles of dead leaves in the gutter and spread out forever unless you pull it up. Not that anyone in California knows a native from a noxious invasive weed. Look at the plants in this town by maturity, and you can see yuppies taste and shade from what's over 10 feet tall. Chinese privets, tobiras, oleanders, greasy shit streak grevilleas, mini eucalyptus that fall over, pointless pears that crowd their own branches, whatever landlord crap orchard supply, and then Home Cheapo. After that, we're selling bulk for less than cocaine since the 80s. I chucked the sprout for emphasis. I mean, the Mexican families had the grace to plant avocados, contends Brian. But they don't stop the Atlantis from taking over neither. And landlords and property owners in general don't pull weeds while they complain about immigration. Just have the immigrant blow and go, mow the cleaver to encourage more growth so these fuckers' roots establish like bay trees in the climate. Everyone's too busy watching Disney Plus and fighting with each other over social media to see the town dying of thirst from weeds and suffocating in garbage. Brian nods. Dave toots an opinion out his nose onto the can lid. Really, it can be hard to worry about my dad so far away, suffering by himself, when all of us are in Atlantis, Cleaver, coronavirus prison, forced to watch the world die from private seats. Is this the kind of tiny compassion from my eyes even getting through the trash? Does my dad feel abandoned, or does he feel like the situation is past compassion, or how do I order all this under my exploding skin? Then my mind just comes clear again. This is me explaining myself like I started working on when I was in high school, now a muscle. But it's also something older, a dump of the shield I built to deal with my dad's unpredictable moods, usually mad, the shield I took down during visits to him the last 15 years to show him I'm a grown man, even if he seemed like he saw the shield down and helped himself to use me as a punching bag. I'm stopped silent now. My moves look too much like his. This is just one way of expressing stress buildup. There are other ways. I better show these guys that I know, especially show Dave. Gil, come back, dude. Brian waves his fingers for me at a safe distance. Hey, want to go track some stray cats? Save the birds? You guys are retarded, spits Dave into the night. I shake my head at Brian. That ain't the way to go about it, though it would seriously blow some steam off. Man, imagine those millennial heiresses wouldn't even imagine this conversation's taking place. They just think men talk about, I almost say crypto and look up at Brian. Coverage of football all day. What do we even have to trap them with? That was a joke, but Brian's super into it now. Did we go through with this just to get rid of Dave? Did they have a fight when they went to the liquor store? Dude, we can gather data. Here, Dave, you got cat food in the house, right? Just give me 1 tin. I'll buy you another one tomorrow morning. Dave drains his latest hard lemonade. You don't even have a fucking job, Brian. All right, I put on a safari voice. Let's go see what's cracking down at the river. There ain't no water in it. No flashlights. Dave must take some kind of conversational bait. He sings out, one time this guy was rude with his mean service dog, Pit Bull, right there in Safeway, so I finally said bullshit. One day I sold him pasta, croutons. I says it'd make the dog healthier, but really made it shit like a fire hose inside his house. Over my shoulder, the neighbor's light comes on. Come on, let's get Chava. You need some joy, Gil. I don't know, man, hedges Brian, but Dave's nose toots. Pussies don't want to go hunt cats. Brian and I watch the pre-diabetic rockets launch. I point at the mangled kitten. We can start with these, but Dave's already in and out of the house, now bearing new lemonade. What, are you going to drown him with that? Dave back into the house, now for longer. None of Katie's padding slippers. No neighbor calling animal cruelty on us. Not yet. Dave brings out a dark blue Montgomery Ward's hard suitcase from when our parents were young. I know because I had one in dark brown right out of high school that I used to keep my guitar pedals and wires and shit in back in 2003 when you could at least have a moldy apartment for your music gear. Now I hope this does mean some bro down between Dave and us. That'll test his recall and how he decides if he likes me. Totally silent, masks on, we head to the end of the block, turn left into Virginia, and with a few high steps we're at the strolling trail winding through the patches of mostly native plants. The river drops down at the edge of the park where a black cyclone fence runs. At right, the water company's access gate is closed as always, but look, there's a hole in the fence. I bet you that bicycle thief cut it. I can't fit in that tiny hole. That's what she said. Come on, Dave. Just climb over it then. Climbing fences and logs good for equilibrium. Oh yeah, equilibrium. The magic word. Up he goes. Toss me the case. That's it. Our equilibrium gets lazy sitting at work and in a car. We duck and slide or climb like a fucking drunk lemon-candied rhinoceros. And now we're down in the spillway in the bridge's nocturnal shadow. Virginia's pavement sighing and rumbling above. That bike fucker's tweaker bike collection in person are oddly absent. Brian takes a wide look around. I have no idea what you're talking about, Gil. You ain't seen it? Tonight would have been a great night to get in a Modelo-fueled fight with a helpless tweaker puffing out unmasked breath, eh, Dave? Maybe he got an SRO for his floody, muddy bikes. Maybe he jumped on a stolen bike with a stuck chain and broke his fucking neck. I'm saying all this as a courtesy, Dave. This is us beating the bushes for homeless campers and pumas. Wild Gil Dickcock, what the fuck are you pulling on those rocks? You boys know Atlantis from a walnut by sight? Problem is, so many people think it's a walnut till it smells like poison. Everyone wants a weed-free park and all that, but they think some magic deep state government's out tending every inch of land that they live right next to. You know what, Gil? You think you're such a Star Wars Justice or Star Justice Wars or SJW, but you're really just a fat. The levee's 2-foot rocks overcome our balance and we tumble into the slimy damp. It's quiet. 50 feet in front of us, the bridge's foot descends above the vague 5-meter riverweed land that in turn shoots back up the levee against 87's sleepy nocturnal tire noise. Dave sets the suitcase with a piece of debris in its teeth, and Brian baits it with the open cat food tin. Spray cat food with ammonia and it smells identical to cat shit. Now we just wait? This is why it's great we're socially and legislatively obligated to wear masks. When we do sabotage, no one can see our face. This is fun. I'm really making an impression tonight. Are we actually going to kill what we catch, dude? Shh, relax, Brian. We clip it in the case overnight, then we take it to the SPCA tomorrow morning. They can do the final mercy. Overnight, it's going to piss all over that fucking case, panics Dave, and meow to beat Hal. It's fine, Dave. It's one more thing you can get out of the house, like that lazy boy. See? You know what I mean. Slide, plump, snap. One of Brian's containers? Sugar and fizz above the dead algae stench and dry oat stalks. You brought another hard lemonade, Dave? It's Friday night eve, Gil. Then he gasps. I hear his bulk breakdance in the dark. What are we sitting on? I point down at the pond scum clinging to the access ramp's corrugated pavement. It's the river, man. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Soon a cat appears as they always do. Night taking form, tail waves to a stop with its last step, so in phase with itself, feral and yet ready for any handout. Maybe someone bought it last Halloween to be seen with a black cat by their Willow Glen nonprofit friends and tossed it away like everyone else. The suburbs. Shh! It occurs to me that I could pull a huge trick, take this cat home, then stuff in a few more of Katie's shit cats, which may or may not be hers, and meet animal control a block away. Just like with those 3 shoeboxes of rusty hardware that met me in the middle of the garage floor. Gone before anyone notices. Silent yellow eyes approach the suitcase. Will the trap work? I can't read Dave in the dark. Damn it. Is this still a big joke so he feels cool, or a big joke to humiliate us with later? Are Brian and I really doing this, or are we testing Dave? Why did they shift gears and do this? Now my expression of how discipline can result in bitterness, a pushing away the normie way of life, is inverted on me into an adolescent quest, a pulling me close by 2 people stoned out of their minds, after 7 months of seeing no one. Above our heads, a manual car drops into third just before the bridge. His expensive ground kit slams on the uneven edge pushed up by the river. A half second, slams down again and grinds as it leaves the bridge, the levee, and screams out over the 87 overpass, where the light rail still hasn't returned. I follow the sound through lamp glare with my eyes, then find the cat gone. So why do you think it's slimy, Dave? Is that water moss or animal shit? Shut up, at least while I'm trying to swallow, bubbles Dave. Man, what would Katie say about us doing this? Brian stifles a laugh that sounds like his square teeth. What if these cats we're catching were hers? Finger at my lips, my mouth, shut up. But I've got a mask on. The moon's almost full, just in time for Halloween. But the bridge's gloom won't let my eyes focus. Suddenly, winter cuts down through the river, all the way from Alaska, wets the San Jose air under my jacket. Now another cat, a tiny splotchy one, approaches and lets itself right in. Snap, Brian has the case down before Dave can get it. Whoa, Frying the cat ninja! You're the crocodile hunter and the crocodile, he guffaws over his gut. You're not definitely touched by an angel. This guy's got 8-foot balls. Pathetic mules escape from the case. Well, you got it, Brian. What are you going to do with it now? Over his mask, moonlight strikes Brian's eyes. The pupils surprise me with that look of, you're not doing your half. Dave recovers from his fit, sips daintily from the hard lemonade and paws the case. Here, just hang on. Let me just get the fucking bait out before she pisses on it. The mules twist up desperate questions. Now we'll see if the cat's calling for backup. Brian hugs the case, cat food and food tin clatter down within. Let go, you're turning it loose. Dave cracks up again, desists. You guys are fucked up. Wait till I tower. Sweat jumps on cold feet on my spine, meets the breath of winter. Is he proposing this as a stoner notion, or he'll tell her for real? Dave, Brian adjusts his grip. The clasps either were no good or not clasped, and the case shits out the fleeing cat, dignified contempt restored. His eyes don't meet mine again. I have no idea where we're at, or if we're still on the same team. For a minute we sit quiet, each alone.